Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next Korra slash Avatar Comics news update video. Got two pretty big pieces of news to talk about this time round. Bit late getting this video up, but finally getting around to it. First piece of news would be that the Rift Part 3 cover and release date has been revealed. You can see the cover here. And the release date is going to be November 5th in comic book stores and November 18th from Amazon and everywhere else. It's always that kind of thing where the release date that's revealed is usually the mass market kind of bookstore online date. You go back 13 days to get to like a Wednesday, basically 2 weeks ago, and that's your comic book store release date. But yeah, the big talking point here is the cover. Release date is to be expected. The story's going to be finished before the end of the year, but the cover is by far and away the most visually interesting cover I think that the comics have put out so far, because as I've been saying the last few times there's been a cover reveal, I've been getting a bit tired of the fact that it's the main characters in a pose. It's just a group shot of the characters in a pose that's kind of irrelevant to the plot of the book, really, apart from something in the background. This time round, we get a more kind of classic single issue kind of comic cover for like the big event, like the two characters ready for a fight. And for, the comics haven't really been so action packed or like had too many fights in them. So the fact that they're setting up this comic as, okay, this is gonna finally happen, the big build up to Aang in the Avatar state against this spirit monster thing made out of metal that's terrorizing this factory about pollution and all this other stuff. That's really cool that this comic is finally getting around to doing something like that. Okay, it's not spoiling the whole comic, but it's really just eye-catching that you see, oh, Aang's in the middle of a fight, I want to read this. I want to pick up this book, The Rift Part 3, and read it to see what happens in this fight. And I'm surprised it's taken them this long to actually get around to doing that, because a lot of these covers have been quite plain. It's just like, oh, another Avatar adventure, that's really cool, but the cover doesn't look that amazing. But they're always good images. They're always good pieces of art by Team Gurihiru, but the actual kind of specifics of the piece have always been like just a little bit boring, and finally really interesting stuff. Can't wait to see what the next cover's like, if they really have got like this kind of thing from Dark Horse or Nickelodeon to saying that, make them a little bit more plot focused. I'd really enjoy that. But secondly, big news, finally at last, after getting some rumors about the book 2 DVD slash Blu-ray when they're coming out, we finally got the confirmation of all of this stuff from IGN. So the Blu-ray and DVD sets are coming out on July 1st, 2014, so not that long away, so that's pretty good. I think they're getting it out a lot quicker than the Book 1 DVD anyway. But the big thing here will be that we got the details of all the extras that are going to be on the Blu-ray and DVD, but also the cover revealed for it as well. So I'll talk about the cover first. You can see it here. Really, really nice image on this cover. As usual, a completely original piece of art we've never seen before. Korra in her newer Book 2 outfit, which she doesn't really wear for that much of the book, but I really like that that's on the front. Hair down, that's nice to see. That's the way she kind of ends the book, with her hair down. And Rava and Vatu in the background. Really fitting cover, really nice looking. As has been the case with the Book 1 DVD, so that's really cool. But the big details here are obviously the extras, and let me just read them out here, just straight out. Audio commentaries from the series creators, cast and crew for all 14 episodes. That's great. That was what happened with the first one. We were a bit worried that, okay, with 14 episodes, will they do them all? They are. That's on the Blu-ray. It says, I think 17 scene-bending animatics. Take a look at the animation process behind The Legend of Korra. Watch as we show you the process of how the character sketches, layouts, and rough animation became this action-packed scene in Book 2. The thing about that is, I think on Book 1 they had something like this, but there was no audio on it at all. It was just basically this kind of slideshow type thing, and it was kind of boring. So if there's any commentary from the creators about how to do that, they're going to be a lot more interesting. Uh, inside of book, inside the Book of Spirits, get a behind-the-scenes look at the making of Legend of Korra Book 2. Join show creators Michael DiMartino and Brian Konietzko as they run through the creative process from story concepts to scripting to the animation phase and more. That's really interesting. Finally, a documentary style thing where they show you how the show is made, like with a camera in the room. That's really cool. That was something I think was really missing from the book one extras, that they didn't have a behind the scenes feature. So that's really cool. The retelling of Korra's journey. It's just a 30-minute video recap. It's a kind of extended look at what happened in book one. So interesting to see how they edited it, and if it's narrated as opposed to just like a clip show type thing. That'll be interesting to see what that's like. Kindred Spirits Tenzin's Family is an all-access deconstruction of his familial relationships from his children to his siblings, interviews by Mike and Brian. There's also a feature called Feuding Spirits Korra's Family, which is it's an in-depth look at Korra's entire family dynamic from her father to her uncle, with interviews by the creators Michael Dante DiMartino and Brian Konietzko. They're all the they're all the features pretty much. And the big thing here would be that all of that stuff's on the Blu-ray, but the DVD only has commentaries for 4 episodes, which I'm going to assume are the first 2 and the last 2, like book 1. That was the case for book 1. 4 audio commentaries. Really disappointed that they didn't even up it to 5 or 6, given the increased number of episodes. There's going to be 2 scene-bending animatics, so 15 of them are exclusive to the Blu-ray. We're going to get the Feuding Spirits Korra's Family feature, but not the Tenzin one. We're not going to get the documentary on the DVD either. And we're not going to get the retelling of Korra's journey, so it all just seems a little bit weird. The big thing I'm annoyed about, there's a precedent set that not all the episode commentaries are going to be on the DVD. But for me, the behind the scenes thing is like a really big kind of extra. That's something that should be on all releases of of the content that's Book 2 Spirit. So I'm really shocked that they've made that an exclusive. Still, really nice selection of extras. Noticeable in their absence would be the Puppet Bender shorts. We know from the Book 1 DVD and Blu-ray that there was a trailer on that for part 2 of that featured, I think, Zuko and some other stuff. So the fact that they didn't, they either forgot to mention it and it is on the DVD, or it's just not a thing anymore, is really weird. But it shows that it wasn't that good. And I think, based on what I've heard from a lot of people, they didn't really like the Puppet Bender shorts either. So clearly didn't work as well as they maybe expected it to work. Also notable would be that there's no Republic City Hustle on this set either. Everyone, I think, was expecting, since this was the thing that basically was the lead up to Book 2 Spirits, this was the Bolin and Mako backstory animated thing that they did on Nick.com. Everyone was expecting kind of chibi shorts. They put those in the DVDs. Why don't they put that here? So they haven't. So it's still an online exclusive thing. I'm kind of wondering why it's not on the DVD. Maybe there'll be a release come the end of the Korra series with all of these little extras, but not really sure about that. But yeah, they're on the IGN article. I'll have a link in the description to the news post where you can find out all about this. There's actually videos, clips of the 2 family features, so the Tenzin one and the Korra one. They're not really interesting by themselves, since they're 30 seconds of what I assume will be a 10-minute long kind of feature. So nothing really too interesting, but I'm definitely interested to see what happens. It's great to finally have all of this stuff revealed. The DVD finally coming out. We know what it looks like and all the extras on it. That's really good that we finally have that. And Nickelodeon even tweeted about it, which is really cool to finally see them mentioning Book 2 and maybe getting back into talking about Korra again. So, yep, still no Book 3 news though. But thanks for watching this video, and bye.